Hey y'all, happy September. Can you believe it? Oh my God. I almost don't believe it. But here it is, and school's about to start over here where we live. We don't start early like, some fools. I don't understand starting in August. Nope. I don't need that. Anyway, but for those who have started, no judgment. I wouldn't want that starting so early yet. This just seems so early. I don't have my shit together. I think I just started shopping for school clothes last week. So I obviously am winning. But yeah, it's been like difficult energy. There's been a lot of transits with Venus. So we're talking about like some heavy relationship stuff going on and like inner worth, issues. Like maybe you found yourself kind of triggered and kind of realized it was part of your shadow. I've noticed that myself. And then I caused myself some pain that I didn't need to, based on old stories that aren't true. And yeah, a little bit of illusion there. But anyway, I won't go into it, but we'll kind of go into it through these cards, won't we? So anyway, I just hope you guys, things like stream better for you with September energy. And things just cool off naturally, right? So I have grounded myself into the ground. I've surrounded myself with protection. I'm setting the intention with you guys now that I'm just asking for divine truth, whatever is highest and best for us at this time. This is for September 2022, but really like I keep it open, like, cause I've looked at things from like, 2020 February reading from some rando person. I'm like, wow, that sounds like me right now. This sounds kind of striking. So I'm always open to like playing around with, keeping it timeless. And yeah, so let's do this. So I'm going to be using the Muse Tarot. It's kind of a little different. I like it. It's not new, but it's new for me on the channel. So I'm kind of bringing it out now that I've played around with it. But yeah, what's highest and best, a message for us for the most healing and for the highest and best for all involved. Man, end of the day, I don't know about you guys, that's how I'm recording this. Is like end of the day. Sorry, my energy or my communication style is a little slow, but I want to be on, and just forgive me for that. All right, let me just slam this thing on my desk here, and I'm doing my little 3 piles. I'm sorry you can't see this. It's really interesting. Okay, so I'm picking up 4 for us for our general energy for September. And so yeah, let's see what it indicates. Oh, that's kind of nice. 10 materials, which is 10 of Pentacles. And that's really lovely. It's like, just like, if I think about life and, when I was 18 and I was making money at the grocery store, my first job, I thought getting my first paycheck, I was like, wow, this is huge. And then I got a promotion. And so then I started working as a cashier, and I got several promotions that way, and, raises or whatever. And it was like, as if I kind of like, here I started as like a bagger, in Texas, and like me just getting my first paycheck. It's like, that wasn't much when you look at the scope of my career, but it was like a beginning. And like, I get to a certain like, okay, I've done this for a while. I'm ready for the next thing. And then I got that promotion to be a cashier, and then I raised my income and I got higher. It's like this, I want to do this movement of an upwards corkscrew of like, you're kind of running through the pentacles and you're at kind of like a max, which is great. This means you've done really well. You've gotten to a certain point of either self-worth, understanding, or, this could be actual like earnings with your job, and you're ready for the next bit. So let's see what they mean by that. I hope it's wonderful. This is kind of good. It's not bad to like start again. Like you're kind of starting from, you go to 10 in tarot, and you go back to 1, the ace, the beginning again. I'm taking out a second one, and it is the 9 of materials, which is really great. This is like abundance. This is like someone like, okay, so the 9 of materials, I don't know if you can kind of see the visual. This woman is like super stoked, and it's like literally like, I know I can make my own money. I can make my own worth is within myself. It's not on anybody. Like I can go walk in the park and be jazzed on life. Don't have to be buying anything to feel good. Don't have to be comparing something with someone else to feel good. I'm just walking in the fucking park and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying life. I'm high on life. It's that kind of sense. It's like independence. It's like the material, like a material embracing like your power, like in 3D, meaning like I can go make money, I can make my own money, I have my job. It's like there's some sort of like, when you hit this 10 of materials, like self-esteem wise, we're hitting this good like trend of like happy self-esteem or empowerment when we make money. One of the two. I'm always kind of leaving it open because I'm waiting for the next two cards. Okay. Next one is, ooh, I love it when they do this. Muse of Emotions. I'm forgetting now with the Muse Tarot. I think now the Muses are the kings, basically. And the Muse, which is like the hierarchy of like, you know, of the, it's just like a very real presence within 3D. I keep going back to that. It's not pentacles. This isn't materials anymore. They call it a little different in this deck. But the emotions refer to the heart. And so it's like when we feel this kind of independence and this kind of bounty, this like abundance, like we really are kind of appreciating. We may not have even had like a real change, but maybe our perspective changed on our life. And we're like, you know what? I've done a lot of fucking work and I'm at this new plateau and fuck yeah. You kind of really get stoked. You get emotionally high from that because you fucking deserve it. Take a breather and be in this muse of emotions for a while. You deserve it. As long as that lasts, like just be the high vibe. We know it's not ego. Okay, if you're listening to this and you're talking about spirituality, we know you're not going to be largely ego-based, right? Like, you know that you're just having a moment to be like, I do deserve some recognition on the hard work and my success. There it is. Those are those three cards. Like, this is not a bad reading. This is nice because we've been having so much relationship like struggle in the cards lately. So this is really nice. Here's the fourth one. Ace of Inspiration. Okay, this is so rad. Dude, this is a great spread. And I'm just looking at the bottom. Okay, and Six of Voices is on the bottom. So the Voices card are swords. And swords are thought or speaking. And usually the Six of Voices, and you can kind of see it here. Well, not too great. You know, you either can dig it or you can't, but the visualization for this card for me is kind of like someone who's kind of like contemplating and like trying to get to a new peace. Looking at something maybe differently, but in a peaceful way to kind of get through the bullshit, to kind of like, I gotta look at this in terms of like inner peace. And maybe the shit that used to kind of bother you, it's toned down. I'm keep going toward the back of the deck because I feel like that's kind of what's brought you this bump. Like something settled down in you. Like you had some sort of spiritual, I don't know, perspective like boost. And you're like, oh, I can get through this. And it's giving you confidence and it's giving you like self-worth. And you're like, I can do this. I can do anything. I've gotten through a lot in my life. I can do anything. And I think that's what that comes from, is that subtleness of Six of Swords, of like, I'm not going to participate in brain drama, you know, created by myself. I'm going to like just chill and realize like universe has got me and I've done a lot and I acknowledge it. And what happens is Inspiration is Wands. And Wands is, yeah, divine inspiration, divine passion. It's creativity. It's like something beautiful can come in and just like vibe us up. Like, you know what? Now I'm going to do this. Because I got this in order and I've gotten my energy a little bit better and I'm in this high vibe, you know what I'm going to look at? I'm going to finally fucking look at like maybe my finances. Maybe, you know, I can say something to this one person next time that I'm going to like, you know, respond better. Like it gives us inspiration in so many different ways. Like, cause this is a general reading, it's hard to like say how it's going to hit you. Just kind of take it how it resonates and feel it out yourself. Could this be a project? It could be a totally new creative project that you're like, you know what, I'm going to do this. Okay. I got through all this shit. I can go over here and start a YouTube channel and talk on it, you know, do tarot or whatever, just like what I'm doing. Or write a book on, you know, dealing with something that you have in your life, you know, a child with, you know, learning disability. You know, I've got kids that are non-conforming gender, and, you know, that can be like my inspiration now that I'm like, I fucking love my life and I'm proud of them. And it's like that kind of moment where I'm like, I need to do something with this. This energy really brings forth divine inspiration. It's like God wants to talk to us all the time, you know, and our energy has to be somewhat at a place to receive it. It's so busy. It's so distracting with 3D, like with our life, with our busy work, with the stresses of getting, you know, thinking every day, what the fuck am I going to make for dinner? It can kind of get us off of like receiving. And we can be stuck in the 3D Babylon mind of just like realities and like, what do I need to do next? Okay, I have this project. What do I need to do next? What do I need to line up? And like, we're just so much in here. We're not in this heart space. And when you get in your heart space, because this is the muse of emotions, it brought your heart open. You're like, I'm so proud of myself. And you don't do it very often. So it probably like woke up a, oh my God, I want to cry. I'm like acknowledging my worth. And you know, it's not fucking ego. You know, it's real. This was real. This moment was real of you being like, I can fucking get through anything. I'm really a badass person. Like I've got strength. Strength. Sorry. I always kind of laugh when I hear people say strength. I always say strength. I pronounce it like that, and always am like real articulate with it because it's like a little like thing I notice. God bless you guys who say strength, but I can't pronounce it like that. I'm sorry, my little OCDs come out in these videos sometimes. But like you're a badass spiritual motherfucker, so basically, and you gotta like, dude, you can glow up in that. Good for you. And what happens is that it brings you this ace of inspiration. Of like, oh my God, how funny. Okay, I just put down the deck and somehow another card like got with my ace, and it's the Magician. So I'm kind of going along with this, y'all. This is like divine inspiration to create a world, whatever thing that you want to do, like you really can create. When we get our energy right with Source, we can change our 3D. And it takes a little bit of time because, you know, we are all loaded with various messages that kind of impede our manifestation. And that's okay, because if we manifested immediately, do you know how many people would probably, you know, like when I was like, fuck them, you know, they cut me off in traffic. And you know what, I'm kind of glad that they didn't get bad karma, and that was mine to own. And I needed to be like, sorry God, I take that back. Take back all the curses I've ever made everywhere, any lifetime, trying to catch them back, and it'll be okay. It'll be all right. But I've been like, trying to realize, you know, maybe it's a good thing that we don't manifest immediately, because I have definitely had some non-spiritual first responses. And like, you know, yeah, I have. I think everybody has. I think everyone is real and can like really like the person who cuts you off, the former friend who's a biatch, you know, that kind of stuff that you're just like, really glad I don't manifest immediately. And God gives me like a beat to be like, I'm sorry, I take that back. Totally didn't mean any of that bad stuff. I really want nothing but love for them. And I release them. Goodbye. You know, I'm just saying, y'all, I'm just like true syrup right now. But, so this is what happens. You grow in your empowerment, in your spiritual kind of authority. You're like opening up to the divine. Huge, huge and good and wonderful. And since we're on that, I'm going to get some oracle cards because I feel like it. Just going to break out the song, apparently. Okay, the next one I'm going to do are the energy oracle cards. Sandra Ann Taylor. That's one. I really like this one. They're so easy. Like, if you haven't done cards yet, oracle cards help me out, especially if I'm going through something really hard, like emotionally. Personally, I like oracle cards because I don't have to know the suits, especially at the beginning when I was learning tarot. And I could just kind of read it and be like, God, help me today. And I'll be like, cornucopia, and it's like a message of like, just appreciate what you got. Good things are coming. Like, there's so much power and abundance in you. Like, it's like, okay, I need to hear that. You know, it's just like a quick message for me to pull. Like, if I want, during my tough times, I was like pulling like almost daily. A little too much, but anyway, I digress. Let me just pick a card for us though. To help, to heal, to love, to serve. The highest good of all involved. Let's see if anything will pop out. Oh, one did. Patience. Like I said, you don't manifest right away. Maybe this is a good thing. Some wounds are deep. Some wounds are really deep, especially the ones with relationships. And if you're really wanting a relationship, you know, divine partner, or just hurting from relationships, that stuff takes time, y'all. It's like, to have that deep knowing, to have like the knowing and the lessons such, you know, like deep, like processed and like released and forgiven, like just takes time. It doesn't happen immediately. So yeah, sorry, the one that fell off with this patience card. And so that's what I'm getting. Like, know that this beautiful bump is there for you to notice it, to give yourself some appreciation. And when you get inspiration, when you start your manifestation, you know, part of that is just to kind of know, like, it's okay to be in a healing mode and still be a spiritual person and be working through your stuff and trying to manifest, and maybe still having like little hiccups where, you know, the same little hurt pops back up from an exchange with somebody and you're like, oh, I'm there again. I thought I was over this. It's just know that you're transmuting it. You're like taking a layer off every time, and you just don't be ashamed. Know that things are impermanent, meaning like it just takes time, but it does go away. Like, doesn't stay there forever. Like, pain doesn't have to stay there forever. And let me see, picking the second one. Ooh, financial constraints. So this to me is very much a vibe killer. Okay, but this is like to me, this is like my bank account sucks, right? But like, it represents more than that to me. It represents, there's something in the 3D that's not matching this energy I'm feeling. And you can kind of be like, you kind of forget this vibe because you got this. And a lot of spiritual work is, although I see this, I know I'm this. And then this eventually goes away because vibration is attracted in 3D to what you feel, what you give out. So live in this as long as possible. Like, make this your mantra. Make it your belief that you're going to get through whatever it is that you're struggling with. That this is going to eventually fade away. So dramatic. And with patience, you're going to get it. You got the angelic help. Like, universe is going to make it happen. They see your intention to be in your highest and best, and to live out here in the world in your highest and best, and they're gonna fucking honor it. Y'all, I know I'm dropping the F-bomb every 5th word apparently today, but it's okay. Let's also do one more, because I'm doing a quick little reading. It's only 16 minutes so far. Not too bad. I'm usually so wordy. Wisdom of the Oracle. Here you go, for visual sake. Again, another really great Oracle deck that's just so good to like begin with. If you haven't like started, you can do this too. Like, we can be our own oracles. You don't even need to be, I think, sorry, I'm half saying my sentences all of a sudden. I think it's the best thing if I'm about to be doing readings, you know, just to offer them outward and for people, and get a scheduling button on my website up. And I think the best thing is if I ran out of business with that, the one-on-ones, because everyone's just so divinely in tune with source in their own unique way. It's like, I just want to go out of business with that. Like, I want y'all to be able to do your own, and you can. If you ground, if you protect, you set your intention, that is like 99% of it. Then you choose an Oracle deck that you vibe with. One that's kind of obvious, you know, like, oh, look how nice that is. The Fates. I'll take that as a message here. The Divine's got you. You're not off path. Even with mistakes that you feel like mistakes are a thing that something that crumbled, something that went away. Like, you just look back and you're like, there's just so much divine hand in everything in my life. The things that I think are losses, I'm like, oh, no wonder that relationship opportunity didn't happen. I was saved, you know? That was not good. Or no wonder this friendship ended, because that vibe would have been a vibe killer. Like, they aren't on the spiritual vibe either. Like, so that was great that this friend walked away, like, or I walked away from them, really. You know, however else it works. Or that family thing I'm no longer close to, because that was just a real toxic thing. And again, vibe killer, not good for me long term. So that's it though. I just want to tell you, you're on your right path. If you're here and you're like, I have my intention to be highest and best, then that's it. That's it, dude. You're not missing a bus. You're not missing any fate bus. The fate's going to find you. The other thing, okay, is flexible. And I want to do one more. I don't know why. We're being flexible with this, meaning you can't have expectations on how it's going to go down. And orphaned, okay, which is tough about manifestation stuff when you got all that high vibe, because we've been hurt before, and it's so easy to be like, but I'm going to get hurt again. Nothing works out for me. I'm not capable of this new job. I shouldn't be doing that. Those kind of thoughts, like, catch yourself on how much you like are a dream killer in your mind. And you do that energetically. You do send that out to the universe, and the universe responds to that. It's a mirror. It'll bring the mirror right back at you. You say you're not worthy. You say you can't do this. Yeah, you're right. You are right, because you're a co-creator. And when you really accept the responsibility of being a co-creator in your life, you gotta stop those fucking thoughts, because you're making it worse. And being flexible means also the controlling thing, the controlling nature of life. Like, I want to control this, you know, how this happens. So I'm going to put myself in positions to encounter this person, or I'm going to push for, you know, this opportunity, but I'm going to be like, I'm going to hound this person for it. And you don't want to do that. Like that kind of stuff. Like, there's kind of like, see where energy leads you. Sometimes there's push, you know, times in the world. Right now, we're almost all in retro. It is not a push time. It's a little more flexible. Let me see what kind of comes to me. That kind of like receptive mode is what I'm feeling right now for us at this time, or whenever you listen to this. You might be just in a receptive season, which I know it sucks. For someone who's, if you're wired like me, who's a little bit more of a, I've got a task, well, let me do it. I'm not going to sit on my ass. I'm going to go do it. If this is a dream, I'm going to talk to this person. I'm going to get this website up. I'm going to, sometimes we're in a point where the message of what to do next is not quite like so focused from here, but it's like from here, from synchronicity, from people that come to you that say things, and you just got to be there to kind of be like, oh, I'm catching a little message. Okay. But being flexible just means, it's almost to me like when I say to the universe, okay, I understand you have the grand plan. I don't really know it, and I'm just going to accept however it comes in. Like, even if it gives me a little red ass, you know, like I'm here for it. I'll get over the red ass and it'll be all right, because I'll realize that red ass was actually leading me down a better path, you know, and I'll look back on it, on that experience eventually with a healed ass. Y'all, I'm so like saying bad words and in a little bit in my masculine state, my little charged masculine state, apparently. Sorry, masculines, I'm calling it that. Don't mean to. But this flexible just feels like less in the control, less in the grip. I had to do this recently with my kiddos, in particular my younger one. And I didn't realize I was in such a, like we're never going to do this. Like, we're not going to do this for this, you know, kid on this issue. And that was a line I had, and I realized my kid might need it. And I know I'm kind of talking vaguely. It's because it's real personal for them, and I don't know how much I want to share yet. But it's just kind of, yeah, it's a serious thing. And I kind of thought I had a line, and I realized, oh shit, my kid might need this for their mental health. And so it's just kind of like, as parents, we're definitely getting this dose, right? Like, they are out of our control, what they do. And being flexible is kind of also this perspective that everybody that you are encountering as you kind of are doing this healing work is also kind of coming from their wounded state, and to kind of realize that, like, taking things personally, like, oh, they barked at me today, you know, they're a little bit, you know, terse with me, when they probably had news that their, you know, aunt was dying, or, you know, those kind of examples. Being flexible is kind of also with that, I think, in terms of trying to have mental peace during this whole process for your own healing, and for, I don't know, just dealing with other people. So I hope that helps y'all. That was kind of a quick reading. And I feel like I'm a little more Marsy than I normally am. Yeah, I'm going to say it like that because I'm a Scorpio ascendant, and Mars is in the 8th house for me. And that's like, yeah, I'm probably going to be cursing a lot in the next 7 months. Sorry. Just going to be kind of odd. My energy is just a little off, and it's okay. That's just where I'm going to be at for right now. And I'm not blaming the planets. I know it's just a real thing. It's just kind of like that midlife crisis, kind of fun stuff. So I hope it's settling down for you. And I hope any of the messages here today just, you know, give you some healing in some way. And thank you for listening. All right, y'all take care.